Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Stream Squad. So we've got a great show for you guys today. To start things off, we're going to talk about some new products coming through from Apple, as well as an update on Patreon's pricing. After that, Kate's going to let you guys know some great ways to generate tips for your live video. And then we've got a special guest, Dominic from the user group. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a moment.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Stream Squad. If it's your first time watching, I am Jimmy.
I'm Angela.
Hey, and I'm Dan back here.
Yeah, and pretty soon you're gonna see Dominic, who I'm looking at.
You know what? I'm gonna let people see this.
Yeah,
sneak
they can
peek.
see. Like,
look at that guy. I'll unmute him.
Yeah, just say hey real quick, Dominic. Doing great. Yeah, so we're, like Angela just said, we're gonna have Dom on the show later today. I call you Dom. I've got a cousin named Dominic, and I always call him Dom. So anyhow, all right, cool. We'll stick with that. I'll call you Dom then. But yeah, we have a great show here every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, right here at facebook.com/switcherstudio. So if you're watching this on a replay on something like YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. But remember to come over and see us when we're live on Facebook, because we want to see you, and we want to have you also here in the comments. So leave comments as well, because we love interacting with you. Share this video out if you haven't already. Why not? Just go ahead and hit share it. Let us get some other people watching. We've also seen like most of the extra engagement we get is from shares of videos. So please share the video, comment.
Some extra little tip for you guys.
Yeah,
right
a little
there,
tip.
right?
That one's a free one. A little live video strategy trickled all throughout. We can't help ourselves, but thank you for tuning in today. Yeah, let's just get right into the show.
Before we do, let's go ahead and say, Dominic is going to be part of our Switch It Up segment. It's our third segment that we do. So if you guys have a question for Dom or something, he'll be in the comments now, and we'd be happy to answer some right now, or not right now, but in that segment, we'll be able to, answer some questions with Dom. So yeah, leave those questions in there. Let us know where you're watching from, all that fun stuff. And now, without any further ado, let's get into some news flashes.
Plural, news flashes.
I know. We have
update the graphic.
Several today. So the first that we've got for a new flash segment, we mentioned we've got some new Apple products. The first we want to talk to you guys about are the new iPad Airs that are coming out. So these are available in the Apple Store. You can go ahead and take a look now, but it's got a 20% larger screen than the previous iPad Airs. So these are 10.5-inch iPad Airs. They've got the A12 chip, so you've got that great optimal performance that we're always talking about. These are going to be wonderful for you guys who are using Switcher Studio. The new iPad Airs are also compatible with the Apple Pencil. So this is great for you guys. If you like having that stylus, if you're a fan of doing illustrations on your iPad, the Pencil plus that processor is amazing for all of that. These will still have the home button, so you will still have a home button. There's not just the swipe up. There's also no Face ID. So I know I love my Face ID, but it's not going to be on the iPad, at least not yet. There's also an iPad mini that's got a 7.9-inch screen, and these are going to match that new Air in the specs. So it's still going to have that A12 processor for you guys, and it's going to be compatible for the Apple Pencil. So price, I know everyone's probably wondering about price. You're going to be looking at $399 US for the mini and $499 for the Air. And again, these are in the Apple Store. You will, of course, have, the 1080p recording, everything like that. You've got the FaceTime camera. You've got a really great back camera, including an 8-megapixel camera. So definitely excited to see these new iPads coming down the line. I know a lot of you guys who reach out to us For what's the best device with processing power, we recommend the iPad Pros, which are a little steeper in price, so it's nice to have these A12 processors available for the Mini and the Air as well.
And a little tiny one again.
I know.
It's going to be really
You don't have
great.
to carry a big one around.
Yeah.
Just
Well, yeah, and they work with the pencil too. That's the great thing. I just wanted to say pencil.
I like those pencils. They're cool.
You mean pencil?
Word on the street is there's another Apple product coming out really soon,
Word on the
right?
street is, I think you know that because that's in the script, and we're going to tell you about it right now. So the Apple AirPods are available now. In fact, you can't even buy the old ones in the Apple Store, according to TechCrunch, who's reporting that the AirPods are now available. They are for $159.99 US. I'm sorry, yeah, $159 US or $199. The model that's slightly more expensive comes with a wireless charging case. So that's a pretty interesting addition. Basically, the new version boasts more talk time, says 50% more talk time, up to an hour in addition to talk time. So I guess that means more battery capacity. They are also talking about a new chipset that's being used in it, some sort of H1 chip, H for headphone, maybe, who knows. But the new chipset is now compatible with Hey Siri. So with the fact that you can talk on them for longer and you can just kind of, oh, and they also connect a little bit faster. So overall, a user experience improvement with the new AirPods. I'm sure they still have the Bluetooth capability with them there, and now just more battery life. So if you want some AirPods that you can charge wirelessly, go ahead and over to the store and get those. But also, the wireless charger works with the original AirPods too. So you can still get, you can still charge your older ones with the wireless. So if you're really into that too, check that out. AirPods, brand new ones in the store right now. Go for it.
just gotta swap out the AirPods.
Yeah.
Charge one while you're listening to the other, switch them over.
And then like as soon as one dies, you switch and you get the other ones in. And there you go.
Perfect.
And you're never without AirPods. Or actually what you do is you take the right one out, put it in the charger. Okay, then you get the right one out of the charger.
That's the spirit.
That's the secret right there. You'll never run out of power. That's why they give you two.
I'm going to cut you guys off right there and say...
That's why they give you two.
We've got one other news flash, right?
We do. So this is all about Patreon. So I know a lot of you guys know about Patreon. If you don't, kind of the quick overviews, it's a place where any kind of creator, whether you're a video creator, a podcaster, an artist, a photographer, you can put your work onto Patreon and people pay you a monthly subscription to support your work and they get cool stuff in exchange back. So the way Patreon works, because they have to have a way to keep their own site up, is they would take 5% of your monthly earnings and the rest go to you. So Patreon announced yesterday that they are making changes to the pricing plan. So now there will still be a 5% option for what's called a light plan. So originally everyone was on the same playing field. Now there's different tiers. So for light, you've got that 5%. But you don't have any bonus features and you don't have fan tiers. So this is just a really cool way, if you just want to show some of the work you're doing to keep that low 5%, share it with your fans, and that way you don't have the higher rate. Now for the features everyone's used to, that is going up to an 8% rate. This is now going to be called a Pro plan. So everything that was previously offered is going to be currently offered with the 8% rate. And there's a new premium enterprise option. This is going to have a 12% rate, and this offers full service merchandise sales, multi-tiers for team accounts, and there's also going to be dedicated customer support. So if you guys are interested in looking into Patreon, these are going to be the new rates. For those of you guys already with Patreon, the good news is your 5% is going to be grandfathered in. So you're going to keep the features that you already had, you're going to keep the account you already had, and it's going to stay at that 5%. Unless you close your Patreon when you started back up, you would have to choose one of the new rates. Also, if the enterprise option sounds good to you guys and you're already grandfathered into that 5%, you can do a one-time upgrade for only a 9% rate for enterprise. So grandfathered users get 9% for enterprise. Everyone else, that enterprise is going to be 12%.
Man.
Helping people out.
I've never used the service. What do you say we get Dom in on this? Like, because you're normally commenting.
Let's bring him in.
I have no idea about Patreon.
No idea about Patreon, huh?
I've just seen a question from Tim come in asking, does Patreon have a way to do pay-per-view for live videos? I have looked at it for that, but I don't believe that function's in there. I have to be honest, I've never explored Patreon well enough to know the ins and outs of that service.
I see. Yeah, well, me neither. So it's exciting to see businesses that are basically making a move where, you know, sometimes they've got to make tough decisions, but they did the right thing though by making sure that they didn't alienate the existing customers, and they kind of gave them what they started with. So good move there. Yeah, I guess, you know, nothing's free. No, good things don't last, you know, well, there's some cliche in there I could say, but it wasn't going to last forever. That's a huge revenue share that they were offering. So now I guess things got a little bit more competitive. So anywho, yeah, so that just about wraps up our news flash. It wasn't much of a flash today. I went on a little bit longer than we normally would, but
it was originally a flash, but then a bunch of news broke, and we wanted to share it with you guys.
We had just one piece in there to begin with, and then, you know, we get in this morning. We had a few other ones pop up, you know. Let's talk about them.
Let's do it.
Right. So we got some good people here in the comments, some normal faces and some new people as well. The first one in here I see is, should we do a little, let me get rid of this lower third first, but should we do a little teaser for our Made with Switcher segment? Is going to be the Modern Eater, and they're the first people here. So Jay, Brian, Richard, hello to all
Modern
them.
Eater are in the comments?
Hey,
yeah, in
all
the
right,
comments
hey,
here.
welcome everybody.
I see Mike,
Awesome.
Lico, Alex, Daniel.
Glad to have you.
All over. I know I saw Tim in here. Tim, you'll notice, did get the purple set up for you.
Tim requested purple lights in the background today,
so
we made sure
we
got
updated our studio here a little bit before Jimmy did, I should say.
Yeah.
And I went live to our user group. We'll get into that a little bit later on and telling you all about that. But one of the questions I asked there was, what color do you guys want to see the lights behind me? And because we can adjust them with like a simple switch here. So Tim said purple, so we made them purple. But yeah, I think I saw some other great people in here all over. Jat, I think Jat's also from England. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jat, but hello.
He is. Dominic knows him.
Oh, there you go. He is. All right. Yeah, Michael, Ernesto from next door.
Hey.
All over. We'll get to everybody here. I see some good questions coming in. Keep those coming if you have questions for Dominic, especially in our third segment. Before that, we have our live video strategy.
All right, I'm gonna let Kate do most of the talking for live video strategy. She's gonna let you know the best way for you to come up with a list of content that you can make for your live videos. So yeah, without further ado, check out Kate here talking about how to do all that.
Hey guys, this is Kate with Switcher Studio, and I am back today to talk about live video content strategy. So a lot of people are sold on the benefits of live video, but they don't really know what to live stream about for their own companies. So be sure to subscribe both to our blog at switcherstudio.com/blog and here on our YouTube channel to make sure that you get all of that new content. Once again, this is Kate with Switcher Studio. Thanks for watching.
All right, so yeah, thanks to Kate for that really good piece of information about how to come up with different topics for your different live videos. Kate is our digital strategist, so she's got a lot of great ideas. We're going to be putting together a lot more content like that just to help you level up your live video, just to really help with your strategy. And you can find a written version of that video in our blog. Yeah,
I know where that is.
Do you?
Yeah, I hope I do the right lower third for this too.
Wait, how do you know where it is?
Because it's, that right there.
Because of the sweet lower third that we have? That's probably how you know where the blog is. So yeah, you go to switcherstudio.com/blog and you can find all sorts of other awesome articles about how to level up your live video. So please go there, check that out.
It's a great spot.
It's a great place.
We're all in there writing stuff.
Yeah, we're the
writers.
We are the authors of the content that you're seeing there. So if you're not tired of us yet, then go over there and check it out. See some more of what we have to say in there.
All right. Well, I'm really excited about this next spot. So I kind of want to this next
Dan's
section.
very excited about this.
Very excited.
Here.
So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the little transition we have here, and then we're just going to hop right in. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me. All right, so it is time for Switch It Up, and we've got a great guest here with us, hanging out on his couch. We've got Dominic Compagnone. How are you doing?
I'm very good.
Awesome.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. What time is it where you are?
It's 6:25 in the evening.
Okay, cool.
It was really fortunate that you guys went live when you did in your studio early, because I jumped on that and then realised when you said we're going live in an hour that your clock's changed too. And so I was going to be ready in another hour from now, and here we are.
Yeah, well, we'll try to keep it brief so you can get to your dinner. We've still got the rest of the afternoon here of our work day to go forward. But yeah, so for anybody who isn't in our user group, Dominic is a very active member in the user group. Very helpful advice given by this gentleman here. Just for anybody who's looking to do more with video, especially with Switcher Studio. He's done some great things with his own enterprise stream, which is tagged in the description of this video post. So please definitely go check that out. Go ahead and follow Stream on Facebook. But just wanted to talk to Dominic today just to get an idea of sort of his history with video, and then how he uses Switcher and how Switcher's made it easier for him to do what he does. And I guess we'll get into some other stuff. But if there's anybody who has other questions or things they want to say to Dominic at this point, please put those in the comments, and he's offering to answer them here, right? I have carte blanche, like you let me anything we want. Ask him anything.
Pub quiz questions, anything you want. I don't mind.
Anything at all. All right, so yeah, if you don't mind, why don't you just tell us a little bit about sort of your history with video, or just how you got into just social media. What is it that how did you get started with doing video? Is it with an iPhone or?
So I guess it goes back, and I tell this story quite a lot more recently. So I guess it goes back about 4 years. I was asked by a previous employer to book a live streaming service. We were going to a conference. We wanted some video content live streamed from that conference out onto our website. Facebook Live wasn't around at that point, and so it was really just finding the services that could work with our website. I was shocked and horrified by the cost of that live streaming service, and when the guys turned up, they turned up about 2 hours late. They took about an hour and a half, 2 hours to set up. We probably got about 3 usable hours of live stream footage from that event. But while they were setting up, they then said, well, we can't stay very long because we have an evening event, so we have to be out of here by 3:30. And we paid the equivalent of maybe $7,500, $8,000 for that. And that was 4 years ago. And I realized then that there was going to be an opportunity to use technology better and to bring a more affordable solution for live streaming and event videography to the market. But the tech wasn't there. I think Switcher probably around then was in its very early stages. I hadn't heard of Switcher. That came about at the beginning of 2018. I found Switcher Studio in a Google search when I was looking for a multicam iPhone solution, and the rest is history. That's just over a little over a year ago. I think my anniversary for joining the Switcher Studio enthusiast group is just past the first anniversary, and then in September last year I launched my business and founded my business Stream. To deliver an affordable live stream and event videography solution in the UK market and beyond.
What would you say? I mean, you just mentioned, the cost is one of the things that makes live streaming very prohibitive for a lot of people. And that cost, it's financial, it's monetary, but there's also just an amount of gear that you have to tote around. It's not portable to have multiple cameras set up. I used to do audio-visual work for a hotel, and whenever they would have large events, we'd have to bring in a case that had a camera, and the case itself had to be brought in on a truck, and sometimes they had wheels for the spools of cable that we'd run so that we could have a audio going to it, and then an SDI cable. How has Switcher, I think it's easy to say Switcher is very portable just by the fact that it's on iPhones, but how has just that portability changed what you do?
Oh man, so I think first of all let's go back. So if I go back to that example, so the reason that it took those guys that we booked a few years ago 2 hours to get set up is just really because the amount of kit they were bringing in. We're talking flight cases after flight case after flight case after flight case. And once that's all unpacked and unloaded, number one, those flight cases have to go somewhere, which is very difficult at a conference and event particularly. And number two, you've then just got huge bulky equipment. Now, I'm really annoyed because I left my office in such a hurry to get home to do this. I actually forgot to pick up the case that I take around in the car with me. Now, as a comparison, I guess, I have this rucksack. I take this with me as well. And typically, I can get everything that I need for a 2 or 3 camera shoot into that rucksack. The case that I use to carry things in the majority of the time takes a 3 or 4 camera shoot. It's a little bit larger than that, but I can get a light panel in that too. And I think this whole, it's not just the affordability, it's the portability, it's the mobility of a switcher solution that isn't just enabling, you know, the guys that are in the group and the guys that follow Switcher Studio to do good work within churches, within their own businesses. It's enabling me and the few others that are in this group who have built a business around the switcher solution to do that on the basis of affordability, mobility, and the quality that we're able to put out.
Yeah, all fronts. We got. You said it all. All right, that's the end of the interview. That's everything we needed to say.
Okay, we're done. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, great, wonderful.
But it is a serious point, you know. I talk about affordability and mobility and quality all the time in my business. It's the three, I guess it's the three principles, the three core principles that I founded my business on. And if I hadn't been able to build a business around those three principles, actually there wasn't really a USP for what I'm doing. There isn't really a huge benefit to what I'm doing. But you know, I'm able to walk out of my house with a bag a little larger than a rucksack to go do something that you see guys turn up in a small van or a small lorry, unloading flight cases to go do. And when I'm walking in there, walking into a shoot, and I go meet a client, they're like, "Well, where's all your kit?" And it's in my bag. I've got it here. I'm carrying it. This is it. This is all I need. And then when you roll that out, when you set that up, and by the way, the setup time on my kit now, and I know Chris works really hard on this, on developing his solution. We've worked really hard in the background on streamlining all of this to the point that, you know, you can roll out a 3-4 camera setup in 15-20 minutes. That's a huge selling point. And when you're looking at different opportunities for how you then go and where you apply the use of your switcher kit, you know, you're in a whole different league to where you ever would have been before.
Yeah, I mean, and you talk about portability as one of the huge things. I think Switcher, it really allows you to do a lot with just with one device, honestly. I know like for a lot of the work that you do, you mentioned Chris. I'm assuming you're talking about Chris Carson, yeah. Who's another user he's another person who uses Switcher in the user group, kind of building livelihoods and small businesses off of, and I say small businesses now, but it won't be long before we're just, I mean, you don't have to qualify. They're like full-fledged, you know, massive businesses built around live streaming with Switcher because of the portability, but you really can do a lot with just 1 or 2 devices. I mean, it works on an iPhone and an iPad. Do you ever do any sort of streams that are just like, what's the most minimal stream that you're putting together for a client or for anything that you're doing? What would you say?
Minimal?
Or the smallest sort of stream that you're setting up, what would you say is?
The smallest stream that I'm doing regularly, and actually I'll use the word stream loosely because actually officially it's not a stream, but I'm using my switcher kit. The smallest switcher kit that I use is a 3-camera setup. Sorry, between 2 or 3 cameras. It depends on the venue because we move month on month. It's a 2 or 3 camera setup with a feed from the Mac for Keynote.
Awesome. Yeah, so you can get the presentation in there. Yeah. My
typical setup is 3 or 4 cameras, normally with a feed of slides from Keynote or PowerPoint from my Mac.
Awesome. Yeah, and yesterday, if you look at the user group, for anybody watching, we kind of highlighted an event that was happening right above our heads yesterday that we were able to help out with, or at least provide them some internet from here in the studio. But there's a lot of event-based stuff that Switch is really great for, obviously. And I think Stream, if you look at Dominic's page, Stream, there's a lot of, if you look into what the work that he's been able to do, there's a lot of great things going on. So
using Switcher for my purpose of building a business, I'm able to go out and work on a whole variety of different events, and it works incredibly well. I'm very conscious as well. Excuse me. I'm very conscious as well that the Switcher group, the Switcher Studio group, isn't just made up of people running businesses based around Switcher Studio. It's people using it in their own businesses too. And all I would say to them is invest a little bit in the kit, invest a little bit in your setup, because small changes have a massive impact on the quality that you're able to output. I can't turn this camera around, but the only thing that I have running for me being on the camera tonight is my iPad, and I have a light panel directly above it, just to give me a little bit more light than relying on the light in my living room. What's that, $150, $200? It's a small investment that makes quite a big difference in the quality that I'm now able to put out. And it's worth going through the group. It's worth asking us questions, because we can help.
Yeah, and you look great. If you didn't have that light on, I mean, what? We would just be sitting in the dark and be foolish. So, anyhow.
You wouldn't be able to see me, Jimmy. There's many people that would like that.
Well, really appreciate you coming on the show. Obviously, we're going to stay in touch. We'll be seeing you in the user group there, which we'll tell you about in just a moment. But
I'm going to come over, and we're going to do this face-to-face at some point.
All right, let's make it happen.
Please do.
I'll be in Europe in a couple weeks, but I won't be anywhere near where you are. So unfortunately,
where are you going to be?
I'll be in Italy. So hey, if anybody's in Italy and wants to say hi to Jimmy while I'm on vacation,
I'm not going to interrupt your vacation. If you were there for work, then I'd say let's do a Switcher Europe meetup.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's see what happens. We can work it out. See if I can get away for a while. Probably not.
Keep doing what you're doing, guys. I love
Thank
Switcher.
you.
I love everything that you're doing with this product. And if you're in the UK and you want help with Switcher, just get in touch.
All right, absolutely. Thank you so much, Dominic Compagnone, everybody from Stream. Please follow his page on Facebook. It's
right there.
Facebook.com. Yes, it's Streamit. 3 E's, STREEEMIT. Go follow Streamit on Facebook. Show some love. Thanks again.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thanks, Dominic.
Take care, Dom.
Awesome. Well,
so let me switch over here. Can I give you my favorite Dominic story?
Sure.
Right after he joined our enthusiast group, which we'll talk all about here in a second, he posted a live video, or posted a picture of just a bunch of boxes. He had gone out and gotten all sorts of gear to start setting up and doing some live streaming with it. So we're like, yeah, do a live stream. So we did a live unboxing of all sorts of gear, and it's awesome seeing where he's progressed, and the stuff he's doing now is some of the top of the line Switcher productions I've seen out there. So great work, Dom. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, very happy to have you. User group, though. Speaking of the user group, we got to get more people in the user group. How can we get into the user group?
So there's 3 ways to do it. So we've mentioned the name. It's called Switcher Studio Enthusiasts. The easiest way to do it, if you're watching this on our Facebook page right now, there should be a menu. If you click on groups in the menu, that's going to take you to the page. Also, if you're on Facebook, just type in Switcher Studio Enthusiasts, and that's going to take you to the group as well. The last method, if you already have a Switcher Studio account, you can log in at switcherstudio.com, and then you're able to click on Join the Online Community. So any of those 3 methods work. There's a short survey to fill out that just lets us know more about how you're using Switcher and how we can make your experience even better. And once you're in there, you've got great people like Dominic who are willing to help out with tips and tricks. They share their live productions. It's a great place whether you're just getting started or you've been with us for a long time. And for those of you just getting started, we also have like a live kind of webinar every week at 4, and Dan can tell you a little more about that.
Just join the enthusiast group, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday, where we'll do a watch party, and we pretty much show you how to set up your first Switcher Studio production, get everything working really well. And you can ask a lot of questions in there. I've seen some questions in here that are great use cases for asking those in that webinar, and we'll be happy to answer all of those there. Like I saw some asking about what was it, audio, how we're doing our audio for this, and I saw Thank You Ernesto posted a a comment in there with the support article. That's another great place to get information. And from there, just our knowledge base, you're able to get all sorts of good information, including things like how to do our setup. Maybe that's a video we should do. Actually, I think Jimmy did do a video. And if you go to this YouTube page, you'll be able to find and see how to do video chat.
And why not subscribe? In fact, we're pretty darn close to 5,000. We just, I mean,
make Jimmy's wish come true.
I mean, 5,000. And then after that, I want 100,000. I'm just going to make a giant leap. So.
Yeah, I saw like Sarah in here saying,
yeah,
seen some other comments in here. I saw, I think Graham, who we had on last week, is in here. He's also on that side of the pond, and Sarah was saying hey, and thought it was cool that Dom was over there too. It sounds like they might meet up from just reading some of these comments.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
Yeah, really cool. All of that stuff there. I know one of the people asking about the video chat and audio was our Made with Switcher. So I think Modern Eater, you guys are ready to see some really cool stuff done with Switcher, let's hop right into that. I have to find there it is.
I'll let that grab it. That's my favorite one.
So every week we like to close the show with our hashtag Made with Switcher segment. Anytime you guys are posting a video that was made with Switcher anywhere on social media, use the hashtag Made with Switcher. We do go through that tag. We love seeing what you guys have done. And each week we like to take one video that really stood out to us as a great example of Switcher Studio to share with you guys. So we've mentioned
before we get into it, I'm going to go ahead and link it down there right now. So if you want to watch it along, or after you're done watching ours, go back and watch their thing back. But there's the link there in the comments. So for sure, check that out. But
we got the people who made the video in the comments.
Yeah, we got the people in the video. So if you have questions, ask the Modern Eater guys there how they're doing that.
Thanks
But
I'm
gonna be doing some showing off a little bit of the video here with the Switcher cast. But I'll let Angela tell you all about it.
Yeah, so we've mentioned them before. The three guys who put this video together are Greg Hollenbach, Jay Parker, and Brian Freeman. So definitely if you like this video, reach out to them, let them know they are the Modern Eater. So this is a broadcast that's featured on iHeartRadio, which a lot of you guys know. And for this production, they went live from Studio Kitchen, Colorado. So they were partnering up with the Easy Does It Foundation. So that's letter E, letter Z, Does It Foundation, and they specialize on raising money to help young people with cancer. One of the people on this production was actually a survivor who was able to make a difference with the Easy Does It Foundation. And altogether, this was a great production that was done. What they do, they've got a radio broadcast background, so they're able to use that to really help set up the show. What they do first is set it up for radio. So the local station is 630 KHOW, which I'm going to say is probably KHOW. I'm not sure. Might be. But that's one of the iHeart radio stations. So they set up the audio for that. In each commercial kitchen they use, they've got Switcher Studio set up for their multiple angles, and they're able to run the audio feed from the soundboard that's being sent to iHeartRadio in the Switcher Studio, so that way the live video has the audio as well, that great audio sound. They love using Switcher Studio for all the visuals. It's nice, it's clean, and that helps since they're talking about food and beverage, so the audience can really see what they're talking about as well, and even get a little hungry as they're watching the production. But they definitely love using Switcher Studio, and we were so happy to see this production and how great it turned out. As Dan mentioned, it's in the comments, so we highly recommend taking a look at this video.
And they're making food, so go look at the food, and everybody's mouth's gonna start watering. Oh, I didn't eat a big enough lunch.
Yeah, go ahead and give them a follow, give that video a like.
Modern Eater.
Go give this video a like too, share the stuff out. Yeah, you can tune into more of their stuff at the Modern Eater.
And to Greg, Jay, and Brian, thanks so much for making this, and thanks for letting us feature this on our show today.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good things come to an end, and this is the end of our show. Thank you so much for tuning in to hashtag Stream Squad today. Once again, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right here at facebook.com/Switcher Studio. If you're watching on YouTube on a replay, subscribe, and remember to come see us when we're live. And if you're still here, go ahead and follow us. It's like right up there. You click follow, or you can just tap on the screen, just go boop, and then click follow. Make sure you hit that bell to get notified anytime we go live right here on Facebook. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We will see you next time.
Later, guys.
Later.